Working with a single, simple object dramatically lit from one side is a great way to start practicing seeing the sculptural nature of an object. So here on the left, you can see I have a black and white photograph of some clementine wedges, which I've lit dramatically from the left side. In order to transition that into a black and white collage, this collage to the right I created using 5 tonal notes. First, I took my image and I created a map. So this map is basically outlining the primary shapes, tonal shapes, and then I numbered them 1 through 5. 1 being some of my brightest brights, 2 is the next lightest, 3, 4, and then ultimately 5 is my darkest dark. I took that map and then I created this collage after choosing 5 shades of gray, which you can see up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the clarity of it really helps us simplify. So you might think, okay, that's great. Now I have this black and white collage, but why would I make that? Well, 1 could be that you just happen to like black and white collage. But 2, the reason I do this is because it helps me discern the values when I ultimately shift to color. So I want to show you a color version of this idea. So here's the exact same image. And you'll notice that this image, if I do this, I've started to figure out what some of the color shapes are. Now those color shapes do connect to the lights and darks that I figured out with my monochromatic map. But what I've done here is I've outlined the color shapes and I've created a map and I've labeled those color shapes. Then when it comes time to start a color collage, what I can do is I can take these color shapes and what I want to do is I want to compare them to the values that I used in the monochromatic collage. So in the monochromatic collage, in the darkest dark region, I told myself it was a number 5. So when I'm searching for the blue that I might want to use for that area, I can take that blue and bring it right over my guide here. I could also take that blue and actually put it right over the collage itself. And I have to ask myself when I do that, is that blue lighter or darker in value, value being the lightness or darkness of a color, than what I've put in this collage? Because this collage is like my guide, my anchor. So I'm feeling like this blue could associate with number 5 pretty well. So when I put it into the collage, that number 5 region was occupied by that dark blue. So the other side of that is that these bright oranges that are in these areas, I took my orange and I compared it to this gray that you can see above the diagram, but to see it a little bit more clearly, I took that orange and I compared it to number 2, which would be this region, and I felt that in terms of value, the lightness or darkness of this orange, it paired fairly well with number 2. So all the regions that were number 2 in my black and white collage that have this color orange in them, I can confidently feel that I can lay that color in and it's not too dark or too light in orange. So using the monochromatic collage as a guide, as an anchor to compare your colors to is a really terrific way to ensure that your values are going to be working and that you have the drama that you need to create a really impressive image.